Welcome to the OT, presented by Ford.
All right, we are minutes away from having the playoff picture officially wrapped up. I'm looking right here, 53 seconds, in fact. We'll get you all set as to how everything is going to go as we move forward. Welcome to the OT, presented by Ford. The Bears had a chance to wrap up number 2 with the win over the Lions.
Yeah, the clinch number 2 seed if they win, but today Caleb Williams finding Loveland for a 1-yard touchdown. Do go for the 2-point conversion. It's good. So now we're all tied up, folks, to 16 all. And then after an interception, you would have thought Chicago would have driven down to do what the Lions had done to them. They didn't. Jake Bates nails this 42-yard field goal as time expired. 19-16, Lions beat the Chicago Bears. They sweep them for the season. Drake May coming in with New England with a chance of being the number 1 seed with a little bit of help. Nice job of May. Ramondre Stevenson open in the right corner of the end zone for a 15-yard strike. 3 touchdowns on the day for Stevenson. 38-10. New England all over Miami. Matthew Stafford trying to get back in the race to be the number 1 guy for the MVP in the league. Well, he gets started good today. 4 touchdown passes. This one going to tight end Tyler Higbee, a 22-yard corner route. That's nice. 4 touchdown passes. Rams win 37-20 over Arizona. Chargers at the Broncos. Bo Nix and the Broncos, they'll clinch the number 1 seed simply with a win today. Trey Lance's pass is picked off by Jaquan McMillan. McMillan would then take it back, pick up some blocking down the left sideline, turns on the speed, Howie inside, touchdown, a 45-yarder, and there it is as Denver wins 19-3.
All right, the Buffalo Bills with a slight chance to move up to the 6th seed, taking on the Jets. And, yeah, it was just one play to keep the streak going as a starter for Josh Allen. After that, Mitchell Trubisky came in through 4 touchdown passes. Buffalo rolls over the Jets 35-8. They will be the number 6 seed in the AFC.
Watching the Commanders at Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts sitting out today. Like most of the Eagles starters, single back set, play action, bootleg left, 1-yard touchdown run by Josh Johnson. 24-17, Washington on top of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, and less than 10 seconds left in that game. If it holds up, well, here we go. The final seconds, Philadelphia had a chance to come back, but Tanner McKee gets sacked, and so that will set it up. Washington going for the victory. McKee looking deep, out of bounds, and with 8 seconds left, it turns the ball over to Washington. Washington will win, barring some kind of miracle, meaning the Bears will officially wrap up the number 2 seed. The Eagles will be the number 3 seed in the NFC. We'll tell you about the playoff matchups in just a bit, but now Jacksonville winning the South.
Looking to clinch the AFC South. All they have to do today is beat Tennessee. Cam Ward, young quarterback, rookie quarterback for Tennessee, leads the game with an injured shoulder. Lawrence to Quentin Morris in the flat. Everybody dropped off. He slipped out. Nice wide open pass. You like that. Jacksonville, awfully impressive defensively and offensively. 41-7, Jacksonville over Tennessee. Trevor Lawrence, a huge day. Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers, quarterback coming out of concussion protocol, sits out this game. He could have played I-back set, give it to the fullback on a reverse handoff. That's Ham, the fullback. He goes in from 1 yard out, Michael. That would have been you. You would have been my fullback. 16-3, Minnesota all over Green Bay. And then the Colts at the Texans. C.J. Stroud's on the sidelines for Houston in the second half with 5 seconds left. Riley Leonard finds Josh Downs. He laterals it back. Leonard gets it back. He fumbles. There's the fumble. All right.
Oh. Tommy Togiai.
Oh, my God. Togiai in from 17 yards out. By the way, Togiai, thank you so much for stepping in there for me. I appreciate that. Houston 38-30. All over, not all over.
Okay, look at the Raiders. They got a win in the last game and still wrap up the number 1 pick in the draft. The Falcons winning against the Saints gives the NFC South title to the Carolina Panthers. The Giants finished the season on a 2-game win streak. Yeah. And Myles Garrett set the all-time single-season sack record, getting his 23rd of the year as the Browns knock off the Cincinnati Bengals. And here's a look at the playoff headlines. What we know, the Rams get back to their winning ways, clinching the top spot in the wild card race. They will take on the Carolina Panthers next week because the Panthers won the South. That game will be in Charlotte, the Jaguars crushed the Titans to win the South. Bears lose, but as we said, they still hold on to the number 2 seed in the NFC. We'll get the entire playoff picture set for you, including the matchups in the opening round next week. We'll also hear from the 2 leading candidates for the league's MVP. Drake May after leading the Patriots to a win, and Matthew Stafford after throwing his 46th touchdown of the year. Both of them will speak with us, as will a guy who knows a thing or two about MVPs and Super Bowls and playoffs. Plus, we'll get you inside the locker rooms as well. As we continue here on the OT presented by Ford, we are just getting started.
Let's go! One play at a time. Let's come out of here with a win. Get out! Going for it all! Bears win! Foot race. What the answer be? Touchdown! What a game!
Who is Cam Ward?
And why do we not know about him?
He invested everything he had.
It's been written for me. I live by it every day.
Second.
Well, the NFL playoffs kick off Saturday with Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon. 6 games over 3 days, and we'll have 2 of them on Fox. Just one more playoff spot left to be determined tonight, and that's the AFC North winner. We will talk about that and much more as we continue with the OT presented by Ford. And right now, why don't we check in with Tom Brady, who called that wild finish in Chicago between the Lions and Bears. Good to see you, Tom. Thanks for sticking around. I know it's cold there in Chicago. We appreciate you. We appreciate you doing this. Let's talk about your
for
game.
You guys.
Yeah, well, you're nice. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about this Bears team. I mean, you've seen them a couple times down the stretch. They're going to have a home game next week against the Green Bay Packers. Should Bears fans worry about their team if they're not down double digits in the fourth quarter?
You know, it shouldn't surprise them at this point. I think earlier in the year it did kind of take them a little bit. They really don't want to be in that situation, but when they can make a few plays in the fourth quarter, and Caleb makes some plays with his feet, and he made some terrific throws there in the second half. The crowd gets into it. The defense got the interception. Early in the year, you kind of thought, not really sustainable, but that actually has been their formula for winning. They've got to tighten it up in the playoffs because these teams and the competition they're playing is going to be much better, but they've got a distinct playing style, and it's going to be hard to come in here to Soldier Field and beat them.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Washington last year, Tom, the way they won all those games in the last 2 minutes. That would have actually been, I think, their 7th game to win if they'd done it in 2 minutes. Anyway, my question for you is Seattle. What, in your opinion, what have you noticed that's made them so special, and they're now the number 1 seed in the NFC?
Yeah, I think that defensive line is just so underrated. No one really talks about them. They pressure the passer. They play a lot of zone coverage, so a lot of turnovers, and then they're running the ball well. They're playing a very winning style of formula that kind of what the Eagles did a little bit last year, kind of what the Bears have done. They turn it over a few too many times. I don't like the Seahawks do that, but they're going to have to tighten their game up too. There's no really clear-cut, favorite at this point. I think there's just a bunch of teams that whoever plays well on that day is going to advance.
You know what? You couldn't be more right about that, Tom. We see the Rams. The Rams got back to the win column today. They're still one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl in a lot of people's minds. Are they a favorite to win in your mind?
I love the Rams. I love the way Stafford's playing. I love the way McVay calls games. I love the way he designs game plans. They run the ball well. They got Puka, Devontae, hopefully is coming back. Their D-line attacks. There's a lot of things to like about that team. They're not going to sweat going into any of these road playoff stadiums and worry about winning or losing. They have tremendous belief in what they're doing. I think between the Rams and the Eagles, those two teams, not that they're sleepers, but they're kind of, in my mind, they're right there at the top.
Tom, what's up, my man? Your hands are looking all right, man. Put some gloves on. Stop acting so tough out there in that cold. But my question's about something that you're very familiar with, and that's the MVP race. And today, Matthew Stafford threw for 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions once again, and now he has a total of 46 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah.
Is Matthew Stafford your MVP, or do you want to give it to the fellow Patriot, Drake May?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't get a vote. I mean, I think what Matthew Stafford's done this season has been absolutely remarkable. 46 touchdowns, that's, you know, for any quarterback, that's a dream season. So he's been spectacular. Drake May on the other side has done some incredible things with Josh McDaniels in their first year together. Drake's got a long career ahead. I'm sure he's going to have many opportunities. You know, I would say Matthew Stafford.
Hey, Tom, your Patriots have won 13 of their last 14. How do they stack up against the Denver Broncos, who's the #1 seed?
Oh, boy, that is going to be the game. If it ends up going down to Mile High with those two teams playing in that environment, Gronk and I have been in that environment at Mile High a few times as a visiting team. It's a raucous environment. There's a lot of good football that needs to happen between now and then. But, man, that would be one AFC Championship game that I want to see.
Tom, we appreciate you sticking around again on a cold night in Chicago. We promise not to bother you again during the regular season, okay?
Thanks, Tom.
That's a deal here.
See you, buddy.
Deal, guys.
See you later,
Great
man.
to see
Bye,
you.
Tom. Great to see you.
We'll see you next week during the playoffs. We don't know where you will be just yet, but we will see you wherever it is, and we will get you set with the pregame coverage for that. All right, lots to talk about here as we go forward. And one of the last things that Tom Brady talked about was that MVP race. It's a race because Drake May and the Patriots just keep on winning. They did so today, wrapping up the #2 seed, and their quarterback Drake May spoke about it afterwards with Pam Oliver.
All right, Drake, let's talk about it. Here you are after a terrific season, a nice cap. And here's the best part, the postseason. What do you look forward to the most?
I look forward to being here at home, back here at home. We've got a great fan base. We've got a great squad. Proud of these guys tonight, and we look forward to playing next week.
You played last year when this team only managed 4 wins. Now we're talking 14 wins. What do you feel best about where your New England Patriots team is concerned?
Yeah, just playing our identity every week. Doesn't matter the opponent. We're trying to play to us, and that's what we're trying to do. All 3 phases. Proud of the guys tonight. I love this team. Love playing for Coach Vrabel, and we got a good squad, and I love being around them.
You probably can't walk to your car without somebody screaming MVP at you. So just entertain me here. How much would something like that mean to you?
I think it means the world to us. This is a team. It's a team award. Just proud of the guys. Proud to get a win, and it takes everybody. And just proud of this team. But it starts now. Playoffs start now, so we got to go.
Congratulations on a great year.
Thank you, guys. Go Pats.
All right, he talked about the playoffs starting now, Gronk. They're going to face the Chargers hosting that game next weekend. Right now, you take a look at this, and one of the things that impressed me, and I want you to explain it, is what he means by we play to us.
Yes, the New England Patriots play to their game. They don't play down to their level. As you can see, yeah, everyone's saying their schedule's so weak, but they're absolutely dominating teams. And if they weren't playing to us, as Drake May just said, well, then the games would be closer when you're playing versus these lesser teams. Like today, they absolutely dominated the Jets last week. They just demolished the Miami Dolphins at Gillette Stadium today, and they're playing at their level every single week, you know. And then what I really love about Drake May, though, is when I had that sit-down interview, you could tell that there's no moment too big for him. I talked about the Brady statue. I talked about the banners, and he respects that all. You know, he admires it, but he also knows it's his time as well. There's no moment that's too big for him that's presented onto his plate. And having a guy that's very experienced, like offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, to lead him through those situations, that's what's helping him develop and handle these situations as well. This team is playing football at a high level, and when you're playing to us, that means the New England Patriots are going to be playing at a high level going into the Patriots as well. They match up tremendously versus the Chargers. The Chargers, a very inconsistent football, not very inconsistent, but an inconsistent football team throughout the year, and that's why I think the Patriots match up well, because they're a consistent football team.
You know what you should do?
Yes.
Let your brain breathe.
I know. I just get too amped up.
My man is going. He's
going today, baby. I've been fired up since the pre-show. Let's go, baby.
But you are 100% right in the fact that, you know, we talk about the schedule and how easy the schedule was for the Patriots, which is rightfully so. But they didn't play teams to a tight score that they shouldn't have been tight with. They played extremely well against everybody they played with. They put points on the board. They stopped them defensively. I think that Vrabel's done an incredible job of coaching. I think that the culture there is incredible, and it's showing in the way that they're playing. So they have a big game against the Chargers. I think for the the L.A. Chargers, I just don't think that they are coming in at the right the right energy to match up with what they're doing there in New England. I don't think they come at the same expectations or the same confidence as what they're doing in New England. And the way that the Patriots are playing, I think they could beat anybody, regardless of what their schedule's been.
Yeah.
Because we all know competition, we're really tight as far as the talent. It's the confidence. And they have just as much confidence as anybody in the league.
I don't know why everybody's they're bad schedule. I get that because you're looking at winning and losing schedules. But still, we use this old saying, we get it from our coaches and everybody around here. Anybody, any Sunday can beat anybody in the NFL. We see it happen every year. It's called upsets. It's called upsets. But the thing that I like about May and Daniels and in New England, if you look at these young quarterbacks that all of a sudden are kind of rising to the top, you look at Lawrence Down in Jacksonville. You're looking at Johnson in Chicago. You're looking at a coach and a quarterback and a system, an offensive system that's well thought out, very intellectual system. You see a lot of movement, not stationary, a lot of movement. And the great offensive coordinators have a lot of shifts and movement in their offense, and these young quarterbacks they're being coached well.
A lot of shifts.
Yeah,
what did I say? Did I say shift?
No!
Yeah, no. We're just making sure.
We're making sure.
I said, no. Hello, America. I said shift.
See, I know not to say that word because I got a list. It'll sound like something else.
There's another point. Howie, you want to go? There's another point about the Patriots as well that I want to make is that they go into the game with game plans, and they follow those game plans, and they execute those game plans, and they don't get off those game plans. For example, today, Drake May wasn't asked to do much today, and he completed what he needed to do. He only threw the ball 18 times and only had one touchdown pass, but they ran the ball down the throat of Miami and just kept running the ball. They had over 200 yards rushing. They also rushed for 4 touchdowns, and when things are working, they don't go off script, and they stick to what they know and what's working. And that's what's so great about them.
Bill was there.
Yeah. It's one, we're going to limit our mistakes. We're going to be try to be a mistake-free football team and take advantage of other people's mistakes. And that's something New England's done for years. And Mike Vrabel was there when they were doing that. And I think this quarterback, a lot of quarterbacks don't have the good fortune of being somewhere that they're well coached. There's a system, there's a plan.
Exactly.
Protection is a primary, kind of deal for them. Every play is designed with protection in mind first. And this kid's special.
That head coach, Grable for New England, folks, he was a hard ass in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And he really lost that job in Tennessee because they got tired of him. And to his credit, Kurt, he changed and became more of a player's coach, more of an embracing guy. Still strong. He still has rules, and you better follow them. But he's also a guy that you basically like. You like to play for and respect.
You respect.
Right. So New England got their 14th win today. Drake May is still in the MVP conversation. The Rams, they won 12 games. I know people were saying they were disappointing down the stretch. Matthew Stafford in the 17th season, those are his 4 daughters there. God, he had a chance to talk to them before throwing 4 touchdowns today in their win over the Arizona Cardinals.
4 kids, each one got a touchdown pass.
Exactly. Afterwards, he spoke with Megan Levy as well.
Matthew, what a day for this Rams team, but you yourself had 4 touchdowns. The MVP chants were raining down here in SoFi. What's been the magic for you, not just today, but also this whole season with your offense?
I just got a bunch of great players that I'm getting, lucky to play with. It wasn't perfect today. Had some missed opportunities, didn't start the second half the way we wanted to, got down in the game, and then we're just able to rely on my teammates, try to go out there and play quarterback as best I can, and putting up 37 against these guys and getting a win to end the regular season was nice.
Absolutely. You've got a rematch for the first round of the playoffs, this one against Carolina. Tell me what it looks like when you face them once again.
Yeah, they're a really talented team. On the defensive side of the ball, they got 2 really good corners, some good back end. The guys up front are playing really well. They're obviously playing well enough to be in the dance, man. So we got our work cut out for us. We obviously didn't play well enough last time we went down there. So we'll look at the tape, find ways to be better, go out there and compete. It's what you love. You love the opportunity to continue to play in the postseason, and this group won't take anything for granted.
I have no doubt about that. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Matthew. Thanks.
All right, so up next in the opening round of the playoffs, Matthew Stafford and the Rams will go on the road to take on the NFC South champion Carolina Panthers. And Howie, this is kind of where the Rams stumbling down the stretch began with that loss to Carolina.
Yeah, yes, offensively it was a struggle down there, and I think Carolina surprised them. I think they went down there thinking it was kind of whether call it a trap game or whatever, they got physically beat up down there. And I think the defenses, for me, is more of a concern over the last 6-7 weeks. It's been kind of a problem. They went from being one of the top defenses in football, and we jinxed them. We did a piece on them here in the football field. Yeah. And right after that, they just fell off the cliff. They're going to have to pick it up, and it starts with the Panthers, and they won't be surprised by the Panthers this time if Carolina beats them. And Carolina's a team that's Jekyll and Hyde. It's 1 week they're great, 1 week they're bad. 1 week they're great, 1 week they're bad.
That's a dangerous team.
Yeah.
You don't know
but they're still below 500. They're 8-9.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't. You're in. You're in the game, right? No matter how they got in there.
One game.
But this is a team that they beat not long ago. It was uncharacteristic with the turnovers that the Rams had in that game. But at the same time, I mean, as you heard Matthew Stafford say there, they have good corner. They have all these things. We saw Carolina more on the upswing, and you always have upsets in the playoffs. You just don't want to be that team that's the one that gets upset. But I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina gives them a good game. I would expect the Rams to win, but the Rams have had trouble winning on the road. But, I mean, and all that being said, I think Matthew Stafford has been amazing. He's had an MVP-type season. I think the one guy, Puka Nacua, I don't know, again, every single week, this guy makes a play that just makes you go, oh, that was better than the last one.
And they should get Adams back.
Yeah, and they should get Adams back. So I think he's one of the most surprising dynamic wide receivers in the league. I love this kid. He and Jamar Chase out of Cincinnati. You give them the ball and get the ball in their hands, and they make magic happen out of nothing. So
this guy
I think
so
it's going to be
strong.
fun to watch him in the playoffs.
He's so strong. And just talking about Puka Nacua, what makes the Rams so dangerous is just how many weapons they have at the running back position, Kyren Williams. And then also, what about the two tight end set today? I mean, between just Tyler Higbee and Kobe Parkinson, they went for 9 catches, over 120 yards, and 3 touchdowns. It just shows that a veteran like Matthew Stafford just can utilize, whatever, teammate is going to be open that game. Whatever teammate he needs to get the ball to, because whatever scheme they're playing, that's what's going to be open. And I got to give a shout out. I think the 2 tight end set, I'm being a little biased. I think it's the hardest, scheme, offensive scheme to defend in the game of football for a defense when you have 2 legitimate tight ends out on the field, because the play action opens up so much if the tight ends are capable.
You had it in New England with Hernandez and you, and that was dynamite, man.
Martellus Bennett and I, too, when we were on the field.
But you caught all the balls, though.
No, I didn't. I caught plenty of them. But
here's the thing: they with those packages, they're trying to get you to go big.
Yeah.
And they're, as you see today, with the numbers.
When you say big, tell them what you're talking about.
Tight end, we're bringing back an extra backer.
Okay.
Typically, we're in sub packages a lot, 2 backers, and they bring in another safety hybrid corner. And I think with the 3 tight ends, 2 tight ends, they're like 2, but they're dinged in 1. So it's probably 2 tight ends, but I think that package presents a lot of unique problems. Because the tight ends are great receivers too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're seeing. Look at Chicago; they're doing the same thing.
Give me some, baby. Tight end packages.
Well, Matthew Stafford's using it doesn't matter whether it's tight ends, wide receivers, backs out of the backfield. 46 touchdown passes this season, and you heard his teammates chanting MVP as he got inside the locker room. Let's see what happened after those chants.
I love this team. All right, hey, one day at a time, totally and completely present. Family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Great job.
2% completion percentage in the regular season, highest in team history. Drake. The whole thing restarts. Okay, it starts all over. Okay, you put yourself in a great position, and I'm proud of you. We set out to improve. I know we did.
Look, I didn't expect anything different from this group. I really didn't, man. But to have guys that lay it on the line when you say you're not playing for anything, but I mean, it speaks volumes, man. It really does. And what you guys are made of in the group, the core, and it just kind of spills out. I can't tell you enough about how I appreciate what you guys do and all that goes into it. And because I know it's not easy. But to do that, what you guys did, that takes a certain type of pride and respect. It takes respect for the guy next to you, and I appreciate you guys.
was a hell of a job, man. Way to fight. It ain't always pretty, but we came out here to win a football game. Yes, sir. Man, our business is winning. Yes, sir. And that's what you did today. And that's what you've done over the last couple weeks. That's our job. We want to finish this thing the right way.
Hell of a year. We're just getting started. The work starts now, man. Think about how much work we put in to get here. Yes, sir. Let's not let it go to waste, man. 1 week at a time. Love y'all. Jags on 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right, so here is an official look at the playoff matchups. The games will be next week. We don't know the day and time for each yet, but we do know the Seahawks have a first-round bye. Then it'll be the Packers at the Bears, the Niners at the Eagles, and the Rams at the NFC South champion, Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, in the AFC, the Broncos got that first-round bye. The Chargers will go visit the Patriots. Buffalo will take on Jacksonville, and the Houston Texans will face the winner of the AFC North. Pittsburgh and Baltimore will play tonight for that title. Now, which matchup there catches your eye early on?
I'm going to go Philly. You know, I think the interesting thing where they decided to rest people, and I think it was a strategic move that I think they were willing to make regardless of who they ended up playing. I think their offensive line has been banged up all year long. Left tackle's been banged up. Left guard's been banged up. Center's banged up. Lane Johnson's been out for a long time. They maybe get him back. I think that's a big key. They've been kind of tinkering with this offense for the last 4 or 5 weeks, trying to find, after losing 3 in a row, trying to find a rhythm, something that they could hang their hat on. 3 tight ends, 2 tight ends, bunch formations, crossing routes. They did a lot of things over that period. What they look like on offense, I think, will be key.
Before we get to you, Michael, real quick, Howie, San Francisco, they've been beat up all year.
Yeah.
They played for the #1 seed last night, got beat up again. Any concerns about them?
Totally. I think they're a team that has poured their heart and soul into being in position yesterday to potentially wrap up the #1 seed. And I think it's a lot for them to overcome, particularly on defense.
Michael, what caught your eye?
Jacksonville. I mean, Jacksonville they've gotten hot at the right time. And Trevor Lawrence, we were watching today, TV, you go, he's feeling it. Yeah. Because he's feeling it. Ooh. And I think he found some good guys in Washington, and the tight end Strange has been really good for them defensively since week 11. 14 turnovers, leading the league. Also averaging almost 34 points a game since week 11, leading the league. So I think Jacksonville, of all the teams that just hit their momentum and their stride at the right time going into the playoffs.
I was going to talk about Jacksonville as well and how Buffalo is going to go into Jacksonville. I was talking earlier in the pregame show. Buffalo has their easiest path that they've had over the last 5 years in the playoffs. That's because Kansas City's out, and not in the playoffs this year. But let me tell you, I might have to change my answer on that, because going into Jacksonville, one of the hottest teams, in the NFL, in Florida, and on top of that, they got one of the best run defenses as well. And that's how the Buffalo Bills thrive. That's when they're at their best, is when James Cook gets going and they hand the ball off to him, and he has over 100+ rushing yards. That helps him out tremendously on the offense side of the ball. So this is going to be a very tough matchup for the Buffalo Bills going down and facing the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville's won 8 straight going into the playoffs.
And it's briefly, Denver's got a bye, and nothing like a bye. I think as players, we would like to play. I don't think players like to take a week off. But that Denver defense, if you give them some rest, and as good as they are, you're going to see 2 of the best defenses you'll see all year. When in fact, you do see Houston and you do see Denver, and then when you swing it over to the NFC, it's just so many question marks, especially in Green Bay. I'm anxious to see how they turn out. Jordan Love, for instance, comes out after coming out of concussion protocol, and how he plays, how Green Bay responds, play a division team in the playoffs. That's hard.
I think at bye week probably it hurts the offense more than defense, I feel. I feel like just the rhythm and the speed of throwing and defense, we're more reactionary. We're more, you do it, we move, we know where we're going to go. I think it would be harder for the offense to come out of a bye week. And I think it's what happens sometimes. These teams get to bye week, they go sit down, they watch everybody else play, they come in and play their first game. Not that they may not be better, but that other team comes in hot and rolling. Next thing you know, you're down 14 points, and then it clicks, and you're back in rhythm. But it's too late.
How hard is it, Rob?
Well, I got a lot of I got a lot of experience with bye weeks. My first 9 years in the NFL, I had a bye week every single year going into the playoffs, which is remarkable. I mean, it's probably because of the help with the guy that's in the booth with Tom Brady and Coach Bill Belichick. But let me tell you, if you treat the bye week on how you're supposed to treat the bye week, it's to your advantage. You get a couple workouts in. If you're beat up, you let your body heal. It's how you practice as well, and it's also taking off the time and using that time you take off, to your benefit. Get that sleep, get the body work, and get you to 100% so you're super ready to go and explosive when that bye week's over, and boom, you can prepare as well who you're going against.
Green Bay and Philly needed it. They needed it.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Somebody said you had 9 bye weeks this season as well, but we'll just leave that. We'll just leave it right there.
That's why. Let's go, baby. I'm out. I'll see you, Bill Richards, next week as well.
All right, so often going into the playoffs is about which team is the healthiest. Let's check in on the health status of a couple of squads with Jay Glazer. Jay?
Can we just get along in the sandbox, kids? Come on. All right. Listen, coaching carousel, it's beginning. I told you guys earlier this morning, there are more question marks than I could ever remember. We've got 15 up here. That doesn't mean there's going to be 15 openings, but I want to kind of start clearing the slate here a little bit, and it's with people who were safe. Earlier today, I told you that the Indianapolis Colts, Shane Steichen, I thought him and Chris Ballard were going to come back. Well, it's going to be announced tomorrow. That will be official. And Aaron Glenn, despite not having a single interception this year, and despite that he was a defensive back coach and defensive coordinator, I do believe he's back as well. Same with Zach Taylor. Now let's go with who I think is going to be out here. We already know about the Tennessee Titans and the New York Giants, and they're going to start interviewing quickly here. But I think Kevin Stefanski and Pete Carroll, they'll be the next up here, probably the next 24, 48 hours. But Kevin Stefanski will be a hot name to be interviewed. Now let's go to these other ones. Time will tell. Tonight's game could have a big impact also, obviously. And Mike McDaniel here. We don't know what's going to happen down there, depending on who they hire as a general manager. Matt LaFleur, we've heard his name out there, which is ridiculous, but every week he has to answer questions about his job security. And also here, look, Raheem Morris, they've now won 4 in a row here after the game today. A lot of the players were clamoring for Raheem Morris to stick around as well, but just so many more question marks than I could really remember.
All right, Atlanta won their final 4 games to make an argument for him sticking around. They finished 8-9 in a 3-way tie for first place. Any of those candidates surprise you that might be gone?
We said LaFleur earlier in the pregame show. That's still surprising.
Todd Bowles, I think. I
like Bowles.
Harbaugh.
I like Bowles.
And Harbaugh feels like, you know what, it's just he's been there long. Maybe it's just
maybe it's like Andy Reid.
Else.
Andy Reid out of Philadelphia going to Kansas City.
Yeah, fresh start.
And Tomlin's name's on that list.
The same way.
Tomlin and Harbaugh both 19 years in the same spot. We'll find out.
It was nice.
All right, much more to come here as we wrap up this final day of the regular season on the OT.
Fox Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. For NFL news and highlights, go to NFL.com.
Well, we had a fun regular season both here in Los Angeles and on the road. And maybe a little bit of too much fun at times. It's hard to believe the regular season is done for us. We know this is the playoff schedule. We don't know which games we will have next week, but we will see you either Saturday or Sunday with pregame coverage here on Fox, getting you set for the big playoff matchup. It's time for us to say goodbye. The series premiere of Best Medicine happens now.
Yes.